This is a day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We've got a lot to be thankful for because, like he said, we're living in a time where in the twinkling of an eye, we could have received our inheritance. Wow, sometimes I just think about how that's going to be, and I think maybe I should spend more time outside because I don't want to bump my head on the ceiling, But isn't it going to be good that we'll be in a place where there's no more tears, and my mama is already there. There's no reason for her to be crying anymore. I'm so blessed that she is there. No more sorrow. Can you imagine that? We can't even imagine a world where there's nothing to be sorrowful about. But it's coming. It's coming. A lot of things are going to happen during that time. The Bible said we will reign with him. What does that mean? I don't know. He's got it figured out. All I need to do is be obedient every day that I'm here. I don't need to know all the plans. So what I want to do is stay alert, self-control and alert. Now my self-control is different than a lot of people's self-control. Mine seems to be unleashed to a lot of people, but to me that's self-control. So I want to encourage you guys, listen to what the Lord says through the book of James. Now James, when he wrote, James is the brother of Jesus, and when he wrote, he was writing to the church, writing to believers. But in James chapter 5, the first 6 verses are to non-believers. It's kind of weird how he did that here. The rest is to believers, but the first 6 is to non-believers. And I want you guys to pay close attention to what he says to them. Okay? Now listen, you rich people. I want to tell you guys there's a whole lot of different kinds of rich. The world is getting ready to find out what our rich is all about. Because theirs is going to smoke and burn. Our rich is going to last forever. So I'm excited about that. Now listen, you rich people, weep and wail because of the misery that is coming on you. Jesus was talking even back then about when he returns. The things that are getting ready to happen to people who are not sold out to him is going to be a horrible thing. And even wealthy people. See, people think that all you got to have is money. And I've always heard these people say money don't buy happiness. Well, I don't know, but I'd be happy to have some money. But guys, I'm telling you, you rich people weeping well because of the misery. Now, who would ever think that rich people could end up having misery other than their taxes raised? Weeping well because of the misery that is coming on you. Your wealth, talking about the end times here, your wealth, the thing that you hold dearest in life, has rotted like filthy rags. How can that be? How can somebody be driven so much by wealth, the wealth of the world, that they'd be willing to lose their forever? Your wealth is rotted and moths have eaten your clothes. All the things that you value are being destroyed. Your gold and silver are corroded. Their corrosion will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire. The thing that you value the greatest will destroy you if you're simply hunting after a worldly thing. You have hoarded wealth in the last days. Look, the wages you failed to pay the workers who mowed your fields are crying out against you, your dishonesty is going to come back to bite you. You know, all these people that are preying on the needy, that are cheating people out of what they've honestly earned. The Bible says a workman is worthy of his hire. And so people that would cheat somebody are going to pay for it. And in the second part of this, where James is talking to us about your day's coming. Your day's coming. You know, don't be upset about what these people are doing. Their day's coming too. You know. But you failed to pay the workers who mowed your fields are crying out against you. This cries of the harvesters, the people that are working hard, have reached the ears of the Lord Almighty. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's like the cries of the Egyptians. I've heard the cries of my people Israel. Woo! What did that lead to? Can you imagine that? I still spin out when I think about the Red Sea. That, and I know that God, who made everything, can do everything. And I know that He could part the Red Sea. How did He dry up that mud? You know, I mean, mud's mud. How did He dry it up? They walked across on dry ground. Guys, the God we serve can do anything. He could, instead of bringing a bunch of money in here, He gave us a property paid off. Isn't that a trip? You know? He is our provider. We need to continue to look to Him for that. You have lived on the earth in luxury and self-indulgence. That word self is a major thing to God. You can't be about self and be about God at the same time. You have fattened yourselves in the day of slaughter, and that means just like in cattle, you fatten the calf just before you're gonna, so you can get it well marbled, right? Well, it's just the same as them. You've prepared yourself for the day of slaughter, and it's coming. And guys, I know that we're not to delight in the things of others when they experience bad stuff, but bad stuff is getting ready to happen. Bad stuff. Who would have ever thought? Who in American history would have ever thought that the United States of America would turn into a modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah? When our fathers and our grandfathers went to war protecting this place, who would have ever thought that this place could turn into something, that the leader of our land would be supporting wicked perversion? I just don't understand. I guess I don't need to understand. God's got it figured out. You have condemned and murdered the innocent one or men who was not opposing you. People are killed just for the act of killing. Look at all the stuff that's going on in the Middle East. I mean, just mowing down hundreds of thousands of people. Amazing. Now, the first 6 were written to those people. It's almost a charge of things to come. But verse 7 starts a whole new deal. He wrote that to us. And he's saying in verse 7, be patient then. Now then means because of what we just said. You know, because of verses 1 to 6, because of that, be patient. God has got this thing. But I do want to tell you that God is not going to do for us the things that He has equipped us to do for ourselves. Remember that in November. Be patient then, brothers and sisters. Now, remember, he's talking now to believers. That's why he says brothers and sisters, talking about the body of Christ.